So I was at the park this morning, and I'm thinking to myself because it's 7 a.m. Mind you, it's 7 a.m. and I'm trying to work on what I'm saying, running because I don't know. Like I said, I like to implement things that suck and that I don't like to do, but I know it'll make me better every day just so I can push myself. But I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, dang man, I'm running, and as I'm running, I'm thinking, dang, like damn, nobody is out here seeing me do any of this. I don't have nobody out here pushing me, motivating me. And it just made me think like, man, you you have to be able to tap into that darkness to get to where you want to go. And the reason I say that is because in order to get to where you want to go, you're not going to always have a coach, somebody, a homeboy, a girl, anybody on your side cheering you on, making sure you doing what you need to do, pushing you. You know what I'm saying? All of that is going to come from you. And to be honest, if you don't have that little spark in yourself, just that little spark, then nobody can make that flame for you. Nobody can start that flame for you. If you don't have that spark, nobody can do anything for you. So with that being said, it just made me think like, man, like, wow, like I started to think, how did I even be able to get this discipline to where I could do all this, go through all this pain and suffering, and nobody have to tell me to get up and do it, or nobody is motivating me. How can I do this on my own? It just made me think like, man, I realized I've been able to tap into that dark side, of myself, and use that as energy and fuel to not only keep going, but also just stay disciplined. And that gives me motivation because, one of the things I always tell myself as well, that pushes me that extra mile is like, literally, sometimes I even make up stuff. Like, I see a random person walking, like, for instance, today, I see a random person as I'm running in the park, and I'm like, man, they just think I'm so weak right now. They think I'm gonna give up. They think I'm running, and they think I'm gonna stop. And that just, me making that up just fuels me to just keep on going, because I'm over here thinking this random person is doubting me. So I'm trying to prove them wrong, but in reality, they not even thinking about me. But still, you know what I'm saying? The whole point is, you really gotta just be able to dive deep into who you are. In that way, you could truly see what you're capable of. Because, a lot of people, they like to run from that darkness within themselves. They think it's like a negative thing, you know what I'm saying? But really, there's a power in that darkness, and that comes from the power of being alone with yourself. Like I said, if it wasn't for me being out there alone at 7 a.m. running, and I'm like, if it wasn't for me being out there alone by myself, I never would have thought like, man, how am I able to get up every day even though I'm hurting, I'm sore, going through all these recoveries? I'm like, man, I'm still able to go all in. It's like, I just thought about that, and it's like, dang, man, it's really a power in being alone and being able to tap into that darkness and really take all of that pain, anger, and suffering and turn that into fuel to push you towards a greater mission. Because that's what it's really about. Because if you don't do that, then, I mean, you're never going to get anywhere, because life, like I said, is always going to throw pain and challenges at you. So if you don't have that, I'm gonna be honest, if you don't have that motherfuck about you, like that sense of knowing who you are and knowing the beast that you are, and if you can't go in and grab that and find that person, you're done. Because the thing about it is, like I said, it's always going to be an obstacle. And I'm gonna be honest, you're not always gonna have somebody with you. A lot of them is going to be alone. A lot of those challenges and obstacles is going to be you, nobody else. So with that being said, you have to learn how to use all of this negative emotions and energies and pain and just turn that into something positive. You have to, because if you don't, you'll never get to where you want to go, because it's going to be a painful, dark route. getting to where you want to go. That's how it is. Because in life, you're gonna suffer regardless. You just pick the path. Either you want to go the path of least resistance and suffer that way, or you go the path of resistance and suffer that way. You just pick which one. But, really just building a relationship with pain and discomfort is the real key right there. Because if you can learn to just love that feeling of pain, not saying like in a crazy way, like somebody cutting themselves or something, but I'm saying as far as like good pain, a pain building towards something, if you can learn, like for instance, like working out, if you can learn to enjoy that burn and pains you get from doing your bicep curls or whatever, what I'm saying, your bench press, you can learn to enjoy that, I promise you, nothing will be able to stop you in the gym. That's the same when it goes for anything. Shoot, running, sprinting. Like me, for instance, I'm trying to train my mind to love or be comfortable with running long distance, because that is one of the most uncomfortable things for me. Like, it's always been. I hate it running long distance, like I said. So, it's really just all about training your mind to become comfortable being uncomfortable. Because if you can become comfortable being uncomfortable, man, when I tell you nobody or anything will be able to get in your way and stop you, nobody will. Because it's like you done created this force field over your own mind. Because think about it is, your mind, it quits before your body does. So when you think about that, whenever you feel like you're done or like you done stopped something, that's only because your mind stopped and told you and made that decision to stop before your body did. So if it's all about using this is a good quote I love from Master Shahang Yi. I don't know if y'all probably don't know him, but he's a Shaolin monk master, and one of his quotes that he said I love and I still think about to this day is, a lot of people try to use their mind to train their body, but in reality, you have to use your body to train your mind. And when I had shifted this perspective, it made me see suffering and pain in a totally different light. Because when you think about it that way, all of the pain and suffering that you are going through, you just think about it as now as like, okay, this is exercising my mind to become stronger in other painful situations and encounters. So it's like you're really training your mind to become stronger. It's basically like working out in a gym. Every time you hit a curl, each rep is training your body to get stronger and stronger. Same thing with your mind. You just got to use your body to make your mind stronger. That, like I said, same thing with the 40% rule. That's another way to make your mind stronger. Because a lot of people, when they think like for instance, they think they're on their last rep. You got to remind yourself, man, like you at 40%, that ain't your last rep. So you got to keep going. And I'm telling you, once you learn how to use the darkness and take and extract that and use that, I promise you, because I'm just getting little glimpses of it, I promise you, it will make you so powerful and so unstoppable. Because once you master this up here, there's nothing out here that could touch you at all. Like I was reading, like this book I was reading, it was called Man's Search for Meaning. It was about this dude, he had survived the Holocaust, and all these different things going on. He's seeing like all these people giving up on their own life because all the torture and mental pain they're going through, and some of them just killing themselves, because of it. But then on the other side, he's seeing a lot of other prisoners in the camp. They're using that pain to create a meaning behind their life. So all that pain that they was enduring, they used that to make their mind stronger. So if there was a chance of them even getting out of that, they knew nothing was going to be able to stop them. And that's what he did, the author. I think his name is, I think it's I don't know his name off the top of my head, but that he was a survivor, and that's the tips and tricks and tactics that he used during the Holocaust in a camp. He went to 4 camps and he used it like through so much torture, and that's how they endured it. because they learn to become comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And really, it's just about becoming your own hero. Like, all these people you think is so great and you look up to, a lot of times they had to become their own superhero. And you're going to have to get to where you want to go, because like I said, nobody is going to make you do anything. Nobody is going to physically drag you out of the bed in the morning when your alarm go off. Nobody is going to do that. So you have to be your own hero. You have to do this. You have to learn how to use all of the things going on in here and, you know what I'm saying, make it stronger, make yourself stronger. So that's all depending on you. You have to save yourself basically. But, you know, you just got to remember, the darkness is not there to destroy you. It's there to reveal who you truly are when everything else is stripped away. So, you know, think about that. When you ain't got no motivation, when you ain't got no good circumstances, good situation, who are you, and what do you do when those moments arise? Do you quit? Do you persevere? Because your response to that situation and to that dark time is revealing who you truly are. And that's just something you gotta look in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I truly? But, you know, with that being said, like I said, y'all tap into that darkness for real. And don't be afraid to, you know what I'm saying, hit that subscribe button, hit that like if you mess with the message. And, you know, y'all have a good day. I love y'all. Y'all stay appreciative and grateful. And tap into that darkness and really find yourself. All right? Trey out.